more analysis on this. Journalist and author David Patrikarakos joins me now live from Los Angeles. David, thanks for your time. You've spent a lot of time in Ukraine covering the conflict between these two countries. Just remind us why there is so much tension between the neighbors.
Well, essentially in 2014, Russia invaded, and people say annexed, but essentially stole Crimea from Ukraine. So it invaded a sovereign state and stole part of its land. Furthermore, it then sent troops and tanks across the border into eastern Ukraine to aid or prop up or basically establish a separatist movement there. So these two countries have been in a state of war in everything but name since 2014. People have died on both sides. Heavy artillery has been fired. I've been to the east. I have seen the war zones. I've been in them. So there are huge tensions. These are two countries that are essentially at war in everything but name.
So, David, why does Russia want more power and influence, not just in Crimea, but in the broader region as a whole?
Well, look, Russia is always concerned about, Russia is a deep heartland power. Its access to the sea is very, very distant. It's always been a problem. Russia is perennially insecure. We go all the way back to the Mongol invasions. Russia is surrounded essentially, or consists of vast steppe. Now, Ukraine, the thought of Ukraine as it was looking in 2014 of, hedging towards the European Union, possibly one day even NATO, away from the Russian sphere of influence, that would be considered an existential threat by the Kremlin, and they acted accordingly.
So, David, what can we expect to hear from the international community like the EU and the US?
I think we'll hear much of what we've heard for the last 4 years. Lots of condemnation, but one never knows what Donald Trump is going to say, of course, but lots of condemnation, no real action. What is interesting about this, and actually something that I recently tweeted, is that in Ukraine, Russia always denied its involvement. It sent into Crimea the so-called Little Green Men, soldiers in uniforms with no insignia. It did everything to deny responsibility, even as the whole world knew it was responsible. What we have here is a Russian ship, a flag-bearing Russian ship, opening fire on a Ukrainian vessel. This is, a de facto declaration of war. It can be, Ukraine has said it considers a declaration of war. So what has changed is not the violence. The violence has been ongoing, but the political calculations changed. This has gone from Russia using proxies and denying involvement to a Russian ship bearing the Russian flag, openly, brazenly attacking a Ukrainian vessel. And this is what is significant, and this is what we have to watch for as things unfold.
David Patrikarakos, live there to us from Los Angeles. Thanks for your time this evening.